I would like in this video to discuss this paper. It was published in 2005. The title is Designing Dependable Logic Controllers Using the Supervisory Control Theory. Again, I would like to emphasize the title. It is Designing Dependable Logic Controllers Using the Supervisory Control Theory. I will try to explain what's needed by this paper. Let us start by the abstract. They deal with the problem of designing a controller for a discrete event system. The authors argue that the classical approach for supervisory control, the supervisory control theory, can be used as an essential step for such a procedure. Procedure for what? Procedure for designing a controller. When we will read the paper, we will understand that this controller is implemented using the PLC, or the Programmable Logic Control, which is a standard industrial element. So the idea here is to use or employ the supervisory control theory to design a controller that is implemented using the Programmable Logic Control. Fine. So what is the contribution? The authors claim that some of the features that make the SCT, the supervisory control theory, attractive, also these features also are a source of difficulty to implement the controller. So what is the contribution here? The authors define a method to obtain the correct abstraction level, and they present a procedure to design a controller using the supervisory control theory. In other words, the authors will try to describe a systematic methodology that is based on supervisory control theory to develop a design of the programmable logic control that is needed to control an industrial system. So this was the abstract. Let us have a look at the introduction. For the introduction, speak about the automatic design of logic control, discrete, 40 years, and they state clearly that their target is working with the PLC, or the programmable logic controllers. Fine. The idea here is how to design the controller of the programmable logic control. They say that there is ad hoc design approaches, but it is difficult to generalize them. That is why at that time the paper was written, the design was mainly based on human ingenuity. It means that there is no straightforward or systematic methodology to design the controller. Fine. Now they are claiming that they can use the supervisory control theory to design the controller. What's next? Now there are some literature and referring to the old contributions or the current contributions by the authors or other authors in the supervisory control theory. And now inside the introduction, they try to mention the challenges they want to address. They say that there are some key features that make supervisory control theory an attractive but in the same time a difficult methodology to be used. First of all, they speak that there is something called the safety or the safeness control. Safeness here means restricting the behavior for a safety. Usually safeness means that we will not allow a specific, or we will deny specific actions. This is mainly the safety. However, we also in many times need what's so called liveness. Liveness means that instead of denying or stopping an event, we need to force a specific event to occur. We need to, instead of explaining what the plan should not do, we need to explain what the plan should do. This is for safety reasons. So this is the first dimension that they need to address. The second one is related to modeling. Now the idea is how to derive the model. the problem could be given a physical device. We will call it the operating unit and the machine. We could model the control unit that effectively drives them. Okay? This will be clearer when we go through further the paper. Okay, finally, the supervisor control theory provides a general automatic synthesis rule. Okay, however, the authors claim that when they worked with supervisory control theory, okay, it was impossible to write a correct specification unless the solution itself was clearly outlined. Okay, this is somehow confusing, how to write the specification after getting the solution. So the idea, more or less, these are the three challenges that are mentioned here. So what the authors will say, they will present a technique, okay, to verify whether the plant is modeled correctly, and they propose a design procedure to obtain the automaton that will be implemented using the PLC. Okay, so in section 2 they will present an example. In section 3 they will present the procedure to model the plan. In section 4 they will explain how to get the specification, and in section 5 they will present the technique to call the final automaton for an industrial controller. Okay, they will not present much background related to supervisory control theory, and they are referring the reader to the book of Cassandras and Lefortin. Fine. So first of all, let us have a look at the case study. I will stop the video here just for the size in order not to have a big size.